There are at least 10 categories of customer interview questions you need to ask to fully test the value proposition in your business model canvas or your value proposition canvas. I'll talk about all 10 of those categories today and why they're important. And there's a link in the notes to a document that has questions under every one of those 10 categories you can use to get a good start on your customer interview process. Hi, I'm Steve Morris, and I use the Startup SOS channel to provide practical how-to advice for first-time entrepreneurs. I would argue that the goal of the customer interview to test your value proposition is to try to ensure that when your product hits the market, customers will buy, because there are all kinds of reasons why they might not buy. You certainly need to verify that you understand correctly the job, the pain, the gain, and that your product is addressing the job, the pain, and the gain. But that's not enough. There has to also be a compelling reason to buy. The gain that you're going to deliver has to be so compelling that even though customers all have lots of other challenges in front of them, the job you're addressing is sufficiently top of mind and sufficiently compelling that they'll actually go ahead and buy. So you need to verify that compelling reason to buy. And you need to identify exactly what is your beachhead market. In other words, what is the best market, the best set of customers for you to be focused on to be successful in your early sales. There are questions you can ask to really understand that. And finally, you need to understand what marketing and sales approaches are going to work with customers and what approaches won't work. Again, you can't be successful in sales unless you understand that. So those are some of the things you have to ask about. To really understand all of these things, there are at least 10 topic areas that you have to address in your customer interview. Let's tackle those one by one. First on the list, demographics. Whether you're selling to a consumer customer or a business customer, you need to ask about demographics, because after you've talked to a large number of customers, hopefully 30, 40, 50 or more customers, you'll need to understand where each of those customers was coming from, what demographics describe them, so that you can start to build a model of what your best customer looks like. If you don't gather the demographics, the descriptive information on each interviewee, you won't be able to put together all of the feedback and say, so what we're seeing is time and time again, customers with these attributes are the ones that are our best prospects to sell to. So collecting demographics is key. Number two, of course, you need to ask questions to make sure you understand the job to be done, the pain to be avoided, and the gain to be obtained, and to verify that your product idea delivers on all three of those. But that's not enough. You also need to verify that the job that you're addressing is sufficiently top of mind, in other words, sufficiently high enough priority that customers will be motivated to buy. If you're delivering a better solution, but there are other problems that are much bigger that the customer is facing, they still might not buy your solution, even though it's superior to what they're doing now. So you have to understand the context, and there are questions you'll need to ask to make sure you do understand that. Topic number 4, how much improvement is needed? So this is just a different angle on understanding what is top of mind for the customer. You can ask about their criteria for decision making, and that will help you understand how much improvement is needed and whether you are delivering enough of a compelling improvement to motivate the customers to buy. Number 5, you need to understand how customers buy. How do they buy today? Who do they buy from? And how important is it to buy that way, or are they willing to look at different ways of buying? Now, related to that is topic 6. How is the purchase decision made exactly inside the organization or inside the family if it's a consumer purchase? What steps do they go through? What players are involved? What roles do they play? And how exactly is that purchase decision made? Who really makes the decision? Topic 7. What is required in the way of post-sale support? Support is really part of the product that you're delivering, and often it gets left out of the discussion. You need to make sure you understand what support customers expect to receive. Topic number 8, how are customers willing to pay? Now, you may have the idea that it's say a software product and you want to charge a subscription, say a monthly or an annual subscription. Well, what if customers think, no, the way I actually want to pay for something like this is as a one-time asset purchase. One time, buy the software and then use it. Well, that can cause problems. So in general, there are many different ways to charge for a product. You need to verify that the way that you plan to charge for it is acceptable to the customer. Another question then, of course, is how much will they pay? You need to understand what the customer's impression is of the value you're delivering and how much are they going to be willing to pay for that value. And then finally, topic number 10. How does the sales channel work? Now, this is actually going to expand the concept of the customer interview a bit, because to understand that, you're not going to necessarily interview only customers. You're going to interview potential channel partners to really understand how does their business work, what are the attributes of products that they can successfully sell, what do you have to do to support them in that sales process, what's their compensation look like, what kind of a discount will you have to pay in order to sell through that channel, and does that net you enough revenue to actually make money? So that's another key thing to understand to determine if you put your product in the market, will people buy it, is will the channel you're planning to use be able to be successful at selling your product? Those are 10 different topics that you need to cover if you're going to increase the likelihood that, yes, when the product goes to market, people will buy it. As I mentioned before, in the notes, there's a link to a document that has questions under every one of these 10 topics. And that should give you a good, strong start at putting together your own customer interview questions to test your value proposition. If this was helpful, please click the like button and share it with other entrepreneurs. Any questions or comments, please leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, of course, please do that and hit that notification bell, because we always have more videos for entrepreneurs on the way. And this particular video is part of a series on testing your value proposition. There's a link to the full set of videos on that topic right here. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you very much for watching.